Although we all enjoyed Mr. Wright's dramatic performance, one question remains. That's your point. What's your point? What do you mean? For the badger thing was actually just a jar. It doesn't change anything. It changed everything. Ha ha ha. Pointy spiky hair boy. You're saying so. I'm afraid that's where you're wrong, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh yeah, to all your raiders. Hey, I'm Ustra. I don't know if I introduced myself. I play RPGs most of the time, and I speedrun things. And if I don't do any of these stuff, I play whatever I want to. And this is the first time I play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. We're on the last case of the first game. After that, I will play Chrono Trigger, starting in 2 days. So if you want to know about me more, drop a follow. You know, hugs and kisses. Let's go. There's a thing you can do in bed with your significant other. Sleepover. Yes, I'm a real girl. Let's go sleepover. Yeah, let's do sleepover. Like we can know each other more. Like we rating each other all the time. Let's do. Watching movies. Yeah, I guess the quite popular other thing in bed you do with your significant other is discuss. Stealing each other's blankets, yeah. And discuss things in bed. These crumbs are savings for bedtimes. Yes, this is true. Community sleepover, you're not invited. Yeah, you know, first you get to know your streamer friends better because you like him and you want to know more about them, and maybe you have the same taste in like films, and then we can invite the community and we can forge a bigger community together. And then we make a giant sleepover, maybe LAN party, but most likely sleepover. We're watching movies, eat more chips, more like crumbs in every bed. Good. The first sleepover, yeah, not streamers. Yeah, you know what I mean. Just, god damn it. First rate others channels, then rate their beds. It's how you can, you know, you have to know each other more. Like this. I don't know how do you do a sleepover, but you not share a bed, guys. Sleepover with Ustra is only in alpha phase. Yeah, we have to test that first. And you outsource the streamers? Yeah, you can do that. This chat is lewd again. Yeah, I see that too. I'm afraid that where you're wrong with sleepover war. Yeah, like we posting pictures in our pajamas and like, oh yeah, we watching I don't know. What do you watch in a sleepover? I have no. Oh, and this is where it ends. Oh yeah, we watching this really good movie for sleepovers. Saw. You know, maybe you have heard of it. Super good movie to cuddle up and get grossed out from violence. Yay! Like what? You see, this changes everything. Let's concentrate on the case again. Thank you for being here and thank you for hanging out. Like, I appreciate it. Again, I would like to know you better. So if you are still here from Melody's stream and you enjoy good gaming, talking, and you like Melody, you know, we come along nicely. We grow together, so I guess you will like me too, as my viewers like her too. Like we got a big family right now. We're building a big family now. So yeah. What are you doing, stepladder? Yeah, this too. Let's go to the case again, okay? Indeed, very well then. Please tell us, what's different now that we know the witness saw this jar? The murder weapon? Allow me to take these in turn. At the moment of the murder, the witness saw this jar. At the very specific angle, I might add, Mr. Wright. Yes, well, knowing this, where could she have seen this jar? Where? The location of the jar is shown in a picture taken on the day of the crime. On a shelf in the office of Damon Gant. Let's arrest this badger once and for all. We need that new loot emote. Yeah, we need that. Again, my emote artist is working on that, so please. Oh yeah, and I have a deadline for it. So next week it will be here. Like if everything goes wrong, next week it is here. And yeah, Windelritter, congrats on your key of You Peep Psycho. It's a very good game, and you will enjoy it. But the body was found lying near Lana Sykes' desk. The witness testified so herself. Yes, and it is these two facts that reveal what actually transpired. You see, the struggle between Dark and Marshall did not take place in Lana Sykes' office. Lana Sky's office, sorry. You were the only one, but still, congrats. It happened on the other side of the room in Chief Gant's office. Are you implying the murder moved the victim's body from Damon Gant's office to Lana Sky's office? Yes. Why would he do that? There is no reason. Exactly. If there wasn't a reason, he couldn't have gone through the trouble. He wouldn't have gone through the trouble. Oh my god. The only logical conclusion is that there was a reason. Do you know what that reason was, Mr. Wright? I don't know. But we will, I finally figured it out. So this is why Lana tried to stop the trial. It's too late to quit now, though. Please recall the witness's testimony. She said she knocked away the man who was holding up the knife. In the next instant, the jar was hit and flew through the air. Now tell me, what could have sent the jar flying? That would have to have been the impact the man made when he was knocked into the wall. Ladies and gentlemen, if I may draw your attention to this picture once more. If the man was knocked in the direction of the shelf of the jar was sitting on, what would we have hit? What would he have hit? The suit of armor holding a very sharp and dangerous looking sword. Yes. And since the man who was knocked into the armor was carrying a broken knife, he would have had to have been Neil Marshall wielding the King of Prosecutors trophy. No, Mr. Wright, you can't be thinking. Yes, there is another possibility of what exactly transpired in that room. Oh my god, I'm like... Got the game and everything worked? Yeah, good. Like, this is good to know. Can't jam away. No thank... Yeah, again, you don't have to thank me for giving away, like, keys. I thank you for being here and enjoying the game, because I know you're not after the freaking key, you're enjoying this game, and it was like, coincidental that this key caught your interest. So, yeah, thanks again for being here, and a part of the pyramid. Another possibility. Of course, the perpetrator, yes, would have had no idea, but nevertheless. I don't know if I can go through with this, Mr. Wright. What's the matter? If events took place as the defense theorized, then the outcome is obvious. In that moment, he knew he fucked. Assuming the man, Emma Sky, knocked away was actually Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Oh wow, more moving pictures. Interesting. He was stabbed in the back, yeah. You're going to pass out now. Yeah, you pass out now. I don't know, again, for everyone being here. Tomorrow I will not stream because I guess I finish this game up today, as long as it takes. And tomorrow I will do 1 day off because I streamed like, I don't know, 9 days in a row now, maybe 10. And I will do 1 day off tomorrow, and then I will return with Chrono Trigger on Friday. Yes. So with a new pressing on the start button from Chrono Trigger. It's a very good game, so if you don't know Chrono Trigger for some reason, you should definitely check out this game. We should definitely check out the game together. I mean, Mr. Marshall died because of me. And after Chrono Trigger, we're returning to like Ace Attorney, Phoenix Wright, and all that. To the second game. No! Yeah, Emma killed him. Emma killed him. Like, big time. I never imagined her testimony would lead to this. So it was the witness who took the victim's life. And then proved so with her own testimony. This is unpredictable. Unprecedented. Unprecedented, yes. What boots are Emma wearing? What are you saying? I'm sorry, Miss Sky, but given the circumstances, Joe Jark murdered Prosecutor Marshall. How can you think it was Emma? How dare you try to pin the crime on her? Imagine that coming from you. If you recall, it was you who admitted to forging evidence 2 years ago. The reason you moved Prosecutor Marshall's body was to keep anyone else from finding out about what Emma did, wasn't it? I assure you, Mr. Edgeworth, I have no idea what you're talking about. If you hope to have anyone believe your insane allegations, I'm afraid you're going to have proof. Tell me, do you have any conclusive evidence that proves my sister killed Neil Marshall? Evidence? I'm willing to bet you don't. Yeah, it certainly would be difficult to prove this with evidence. If we don't have evidence, then we'll have to rely on testimony. I'm afraid that won't work in this case. Both parties involved in the incident are dead. It's true, we certainly can't get dead people to testify. This has all been a wild goose chase from the beginning. Edgeworth is like, no, let's see. Touché, Miss Sky. Dang it, Mai, where are you? Yeah, we need dead people on court. Let's go. Of course, that only leaves us with one possibility. Bling. Wait, where were the shards of the jar found? A huge portion were found in Goodman's personal evidence locker room, and one shard was found in Demon Gan's lair. You mean there is still another possibility? What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? I mean, the possibility that the victim has left us a message. Oh, you mean the... For better or for worse, Mr. Marshall did not die instantly. He may have left behind the name of the person who took his life. In one manner or another. That's impossible. I don't know. Well, Mr. Wright, this isn't the only possibility left to you. A message from the deceased. Does such a method exist? Sorry. I've got to think about, I got to think back to the chord record. The real murderer's name that the victim may have left behind isn't saving. Maybe it's in the evidence, I guess, because it's like the freaking jar thing. This message from the deceased, sorry, it's already in our possession. Mr. Wright, will you stop at nothing to prove my sister's a murder? Do not be mistaken, Miss Sky. Our purpose is not to accuse Emma of any crime. There is only one thing we seek: the truth. No matter how painful it may be. He's right. Now then, Mr. Wright, please show us the piece of evidence that conveys a message from the deceased. The Blue Badger! He's dancing his name. The name of the murderer. A badge! I guess it's the freaking vase, right? And it should... it's supposed to be a name, huh? Maybe it's something he saw? Let's try it. Let's go. This is the message left from the deceased. This is a Blue Badger from before, right? Oh, is he going to just speak the killer's name? If that thing could, I'm sure it would. Looks like everyone's forgotten this is just a jar. A message was left here, on the surface of this jar. Mushroom, mushroom. Yes, I know this song. I'm a Weeble fan. I can't deny it. What do you mean? If you look closely, you can see a faint trail of blood on this jar. Is this Japanese? This is not a, like... I don't know what it is. It's a star, maybe? Dots? Enemy? It looks like someone wiped the blood away. Oh. Yes, but notice, for some reason, the blood on some of the fragments was not wiped away. Yes, there is a line here, drawn in blood. What you're saying is these dots were once lines. Prosecutor Marshall did not die instantly. He used the few precarious moments left to him to leave behind a message. Another feature is incoming, I guess. Yeah, I hope so too. One that someone connect the dots. Oh no. One that someone apparently wiped away. But blood must have seeped into the jar where the lines changed directions. Precisely so. All we need to do is connect those points. No, we're not doing this. And the victim's message will become a... oh my god, no! She's like, oh no! Slap. Mr. Wright, what kind of message did the victim leave for us? Your Honor, I believe these bloodstains will reveal us the answer. Precious? Oh, precious. Okay, yes, thank you. I've got to connect these dots to make letters. There's only one thing the victim would have written, given to the circumstances. His murderer's name. I'm ruining evidence right now. What? I connect the dots. Yay! We did it! Clearly. Oh, I can undo. Good. E. Oh. Am I stupid? Why did I erase the E? Because I don't know what the E stands for. E. Oh! Yeah, you're right. My girlfriend is so clever. I am not, clearly. It's a defense attorney's duty to prove their client's innocent. I wonder if you could write something else with that. That's why all I've been thinking about is saving Lana. After all my efforts, I never thought it would turn out like this. E. Emma. But this is the final message Prosecutor Marshall left behind. Huh. I wonder how it worked out in the Japanese version. I don't know. But they have like 2 alphabets. They not only have kanji, right? They also have like the normal alphabet. They can write in both, so maybe it's the same name, like Emma. Could be. It is not like, of all people, she may not have meant it, but in the end, the one who took the victim's life was Emma Sky. Dum dum dum. I'm sorry. What is she holding? Oh no, she's not holding something in her hand. She's like bandaged. Seaworthy, can't say I didn't warn you. She can't. Do you understand the implications of what you've done? What? What are you talking about? 2 years ago, Joe Dark was sentenced to death. He was convicted because of his final murder. I believe you were the prosecutor in the case, were you not? Yes, Worthy. Because of you, an innocent man was sentenced to death. Not only that, but you used forged evidence to ensure his conviction. Oh my god. No. But Joe Dark really was a serial murderer. That's undeniable. I'm afraid that's not important. Didn't you know we aren't defenders of justice? What? Nani? We are merely keepers of the law. Sentencing a man to death is no light matter. Even if there wasn't any cover-up or evidence forgery. Beloved Gant. Hey, Emolga Gaming, nice to see you. You love him? He's like so greeny. He's like, do you like swimming? I like swimming. It makes my body huge and my grin's even better. And I have a smooth brain. Ultimately, the responsibility falls on the prosecutor in charge. You are unique. That's true. Despite what anyone may say, this fact cannot be denied. What's going on in the prosecutor's office? They might have sent an innocent man to his death. Uh-oh. How can he just stand there like it wasn't his fault? It wasn't his fault. Order! I don't like the orange man. The gavel's pounding fell on deaf ears. Unable to settle the crowd, the judge declared to recess. Where this trial is headed, no one knows. Don't give me a to be continued. Oh my god, like this case is killing me. People do what the people wow. I will not take a break for this. I will like head on this. I will go through this in one sitting now. Let's go. Sorry, Edgeworth. I didn't mean to get you in trouble. Huh. Don't worry about it. You're the only person who actually liked Manfred from Karma. I don't know, like Karma was like... I don't know if I liked him or not. Like in the end he was a murderer. But yeah, he had power, right? It's the longest case in the whole franchise, 10 chapters. Can you tell me in which chapter I am now? I'm in the last now? I hope so, because I'm going crazy. This is my problem, not yours. Officer Meekins? Yeah, Officer Meekins was MVP. Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Oh, I guess I am. I'll come back later. Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? You got a lot of nerve, pal, making a detective run all around while on duty. And to top it off, you call me here. I've seen happier people at funerals. It's the same conversation they had before. I take it Lana's having you run errands again. Let me tell you, this is the last time, pal. Here, evidence law. She asked me to give this to you if there was a break in today's trial. Evidence law? Edgeworth is talking about this just the other day. You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. Yeah. I will not repeat that. We read that. This is memory time. Memory time we will not read. The chief prosecutor also wanted me to give you a message. A message? She said, if you're planning to take him on, you're going to need this book. Him. I guess I'll need to give this book a thorough read. Sorry. A thorough read? I hope I butchered that good. Evidence law securely slipped into pocket. Yo, if you're new here and you can't bear my like spelling of some words, I'm not native English, so I am apologizing very hard. But I'm learning with this, more or less. So I changed my stream language like 4 to 5 months ago to English, and it's going great. I have a great time, and I thrive. Thank you. And I have a great time with it, and I'm I'm happy every day I like end stream because I have a great feeling about this. But I'm still learning like some words and phrasings. So if you want to help me, please annoy me and write it out in chat so I can read it. It will help me, and you help me learning. And side note, again, I will repeat myself here. After this case, I will do a 1-day break. Then I start Chrono Trigger. Like from the very beginning, we play through Chrono Trigger, and then we're returning to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney to the 2nd game. So if you're interested in me playing this game, yeah, please consider to follow this channel and keep you updated when I'm playing stuff. Would appreciate it. Help me grow. Would be nice. Whew, let's go. Doesn't look like that book you'll do you any good now, though. All that's left now is the chief prosecutor's sentence. That's where you're wrong, detective, huh? Haven't you figured it out yet? Why I'm still sitting in that prosecutor's seat, despite all those allegations being thrown at me? Mr. Edgeworth, the real trial today hasn't begun yet. Oh, he's like serious. I like that. What else is there left to do? Your credibility's been all but ruined with this forged evidence you were unaware of. Emma Skye found out she unwittingly caused a man's death. And now, you're telling me you want to do more? You gotta be kidding me, pal. You're missing the point, Detective. Lana didn't murder Detective Goodman. She merely stuck a knife into his dead body. That means the real killer is still out there. What? Nani? And we're going to expose him, no matter what it takes. This case has hurt too many people. It's time to bring it to an end. Yeah, nothing but disguising my own opinions. Good idea. Just ignoring. Courtroom 9, let's go. More trial. Oh god. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. The inquiry committee is planning to impose harsh penalties for your actions. He's like bowing, you know, fuck. Thank you for the news, Your Honor. Yes, well, normally this is where the prosecution call forth a witness. But, this isn't easy to say. You see, there is some concern that you, Mr. Edgeworth, may have, struck a bargain. You think I may have manipulated the witnesses? I didn't say that. It's just, you see, everyone has been talking and... Very well, Your Honor. I have a solution. A solution? That being the case, the prosecution will allow the defense to call forth all further witnesses. What? But there is no, precedent for what you're proposing. Undeniably, this is an unusual agreement, but a very effective one. It would prove that I haven't struck any deals with the witnesses. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say? Unbelievable. Edgeworth has found a way to continue the trial. Very well. The defense accepts the prosecution's proposal. Let's go. Then it's settled. The defense may now call forth the next witness. Mr. Wright, you do realize this is your last chance. If you call the wrong witness, this trial is as good as over. The defense calls... Oh my god. Oh my god, I can choose? Oh my god, which one should I choose now? I guess Gant? Or Lana, huh? I will hear Bruce Goodman. He's super dead, but I'd take him. I will take MVP Meekins. No, I will too. There's only one solution. Demon Gant. The defense calls Demon Gant to the stand. Damon. Sorry, Damon Gant. What does he have to do with anything? As the defendant's partner 2 years ago, Mr. Gant has first-hand knowledge of the crime. I feel we should hear what he has to say about it. As luck would have it, he should still be in the courthouse. He would also be the least likely to have been manipulated by me in any way. Wouldn't you agree, Your Honor? True. All right. Bailiff, please escort Mr. Gant to the stand. Hello there. Witness, please state your name and occupation. What is this? Some kind of practical joke? I was just on my way to lunch. Your name and occupation, sir. Worthy. Are you sure you want to do this? Your name and occupation. So, you want to play hardball, eh? Please, Mr. Gant. Fine. My name is Damon Gant. I'm the acting chief of police. Now then, Chief Gant, the court requests to hear your testimony. Oh, righto. What's with the grim face? First, let's clear up this SL9 incident. Oh, you mean that time when Lana's sister murdered the prosecutor? Personally, I think it's been made pretty clear already. Acting? There are still some things unaccounted for. Oh, like what? Like the role you played in all of this. Son, either you're very brave or very foolish, or both. But you are aware, of course, that a police chief has all kinds of weapons at his disposal. Weapons? Sure, take my testimony, for example. I don't have to give it if I don't want to. What? Is that true? I'm afraid so. The chief of police has the right to refuse to testify. Of course, such an action carries with it certain risks. Don't worry, I'm not here to hinder your trial. Just remember, if this turns out to be a big waste of time, don't say I didn't warn you. Very well, the witness may now begin his testimony. Oh my god, this will be so hard. Let's go. As I recall, Neil and I were questioning him that day. To make a long story short, we slipped up. That power outrage didn't help either. When I went to my office, I found Lana there. Apparently, she had already arranged the crime scene. As you can see, I had nothing to do with forgery. Is that when Dark was arrested? Him? He was lying on the floor unconscious. Why? But why? When Emma sent Neil flying, it seems Dark bumped his head. I see. Everything seems pretty clear cut. If the police chief has the right to refuse to testify, then I'd better hit him hard and fast. Okay. SL9 incident. I'm super interested in this right now. And again, I will end this. I will end this case today. Like there will be no mistaken in that. Let's go. Let me pull out this for a second and let's read it. Rule of submitting evidence. Rule 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. Unregistered evidence present must be relevant to the case on trial. Is that both rules? Nothing more? Oh, yeah, good. This book seems to have more pages than that, but it's okay. As I recall, Neil and I were questioning him that day. To make a long story short, we slipped up. So the two of you ran immediately after him, right? That's right, but Dark made it to the elevator first, so Neil and I split up. He went upstairs and I went downstairs. I guess you could say he got lucky. What's this about a power outage? Oh, that. The elevator stopped all of a sudden. I got the shock of my life. Well, probably not as shocked as Neil was when that knife went into his heart, though. It's not funny. When I went to my office, I found Lana there. Let's see. Could you tell us what you saw? It was a shocking sight. Neil and the serial killer were lying in a heap on the floor, all tangled together. Oh, this is not true. Dark was also lying, collapsed on the floor. Yes, apparently he hit his head and was knocked out. Next to them were those two poor girls, Lana and Emma. Lana was cradling Emma in her arms. Looking back at it now, she must have already known that what her sister had done. Apparently, she had already arranged the crime scene. How can you know that? Because of the victim's body. It had already been moved. So that means you found the body near Lana's desk. That's right. I think you said earlier it was my suit of armor that really stabbed the prosecutor. Yes. Anyway, as you can see, I had nothing to do with forgery. Let's see. So you're saying that the forgery had already taken place by the time you arrived at your office. That's exactly what I'm saying. I can understand how Lana must have felt, but moving a body and hiding evidence are inexcusable no matter what the circumstances. But this is not true. He had this. He had the evidence, not she had this. Is that how it really went down? Staring at the witness won't do any good, Mr. Wright. If you're going to stare at anything, you'd be better off staring at the court record. Worthy, always the smooth talker. But which piece of evidence ties Gant to the forgery? Lana did admit to forging evidence, but that can't be the whole truth. Somehow, I've got to link Gant to the incident. Okay. Let's save again, because, you know, I'm a smooth brain sometimes too. What is this then? Evidence list. Half of this list was found in Gant's desk. Okay, let's present. You claim you had nothing to do with the forgery. No, but I shake my head, you fool. But I'm afraid that is a claim you cannot back up. Explain yourself. Several pieces of evidence were found in your office. Take this list, for example. I slept so gently. That's the list Emma Sky drew her picture on. This was discovered in your desk. Not only that, but a piece of this jar that was sitting in your office. Slab table was found inside your safe. It was found where? You see, Chief Gant, these articles, yes, of evidence uncovered in your office, slab table, are both concrete proof that you also played a part in the illegal investigation. See? Chief Gant, what's the meaning of this? Oh, you're approaching me, Lawyer Kun. Here's a defense attorney who may even rival Worthy. So you admit to it then? That you were involved in the forgery. Who, me? Or do you mean you? Me? What would I have anything to do with that? Well, you were the one who snuck into my office when you found this evidence. And he's turning on me! Prosecutors aren't the only ones capable of forging evidence, you know. Defense attorneys can do so too. Yeah, but he's right. Isn't that right, Righto? However, Detective Gumshoe was present during the investigation. Worthy, my boy! Not even detectives are exempt from the law. Rest assured, the man, Gumshoe, will receive his due punishment. But, Nani? If Detective Gumshoe's salary drops any further, he'll end up paying to work. Yeah, well, in light of the detective's presence, please give us your testimony regarding those pieces of evidence found in your office and their relation to the forgery that took place at the crime scene. My. Kids these days no longer know how to put two and two together. I have no idea. Evidence and forgery. Let's go. Let's see. What was it now? A jar fragment and a list. For all I know, you could have planted them in my office. Anyway, you can't prove when those pieces of evidence were discovered. If they were found after Dark was convicted, then they're worthless. There are no reason I participate in the forgery. Rearranging the crime scene wouldn't help me out in any way. Okay, this is like art. Is that right? Yes, Your Honor. When investigating the crime scene, you should have been more careful to observe protocol. You do understand what I am. What I am, the chief. You do understand that I am the chief of police, right? There will be consequences. Oh, indeed, I believe I will press charges. So you won't make the same mistake again. My apologies, Chief, but would you mind waiting until tomorrow for that? Today is, well, you know, the day of the trial. Alright, Aji. In return, though. I know. The place, right? That place, right? Huh? What are these guys telepathing? What are these guys telepathic? Okay, let's go. I'm like interested in all this. For all I know, you could have planted it in my office. Okay. I'd appreciate it if you'd stop making those ridiculous allegations. Yes, you do have a point. You wouldn't have the guts to do something like that. What? Oh my god. I'd have you know, back in the day I once broke into a cattle ranch and tipped Mr. Wright. What are you saying? Anyway, you can't prove you didn't carry in the evidence, can you? If you have proof to the contrary, you're going to need it later. Later? What are you talking about? What else? I'm talking about when Writer's prints are found. Yes, if they're found inside my safe, they would prove this. His investigation was illegal. I've never faced anyone as slimy as this guy. Oh, this is not true. It's not illegal. Because these pieces of evidence are on the list. They're on the complete evidence list. It's not illegal, because they're tied to the case. Ah, you sleek worm fucker! I get you! I got you! I got your, like, grinning, swimming, sleek body. I have you now. But I will press everything in. What do you mean by that? This is all purely hypothetical. Hypothetical, of course, sorry. But suppose I did place those items in my safe, such an act wouldn't necessarily constitute forgery. Sorry, I'm sitting here for like 5 hours almost. If concealing evidence found at the crime scene isn't forgery. Yeah, he pushed over cows, yes. I'm not through speaking yet, Righto. It all depends on when the evidence was discovered. When? If they were found after Dark was convicted, they were worthless. Yeah. Are you saying this jar fragment wasn't discovered in the initial investigation? It would appear not. After all, it wasn't listed in the evidence list. For all we know, it could have suddenly materialized the day after Dark was sentenced. Oh, and wouldn't that be convenient? Right. The chief is talking about a possibility, as long as you can rule that out. Your remarks, however clever they may be, will only succeed in wasting time. Give me something I don't know. Come on, Righto. Think about it. There's no reason I participated in the forgery. Rearranging the crime scene wouldn't help me out in any way. Why not? Really, Chief Gant? At the very least, there is one very large benefit you've reaped from all this. Oh, I wasn't aware. What is this benefit? That would, of course, be the position you have, Chief of Police. Oh. The resolution of the SL9 incident secured your promotion to Chief. That in itself is sufficient motive. Is a sufficient motive. Oh, ho, ho. Oh, that's a good one. Huh? Do you really think I'm that incompetent? What do you mean? Even without that case, I was already in line to become the next chief. The resolution of SL9 merely speed up the inevitable a little. Is that true, Edgeworth? Yes, he was going to be made chief anyway. Nani! Be careful when pointing that finger, or you might wind up being the one pointed at. So that means there's only one possible motivation for you to commit forgery. If you didn't do it for yourself, then you did it for someone else. Don't be silly, Worthy. You know me better than that. There are only 3 people I look out for. Me, myself, and I. It's out in the open now. Aji, would you mind if I changed my testimony a little? By all means, please do. What? I wouldn't be anyone's accomplice, sorry, if there was nothing in it for me. Oh my god, he's like pointing that out? Be careful when pointing that finger. Nothing in it for you. Sorry, but the only person I care about is yours truly. That girl, Lana's little sister, was it? If you think I felt sorry for her, you'd better think again. You're right. You don't feel sorry for anyone. You're tough on crime and tough on people. That's how I was raised. You seem to be lax enough on yourself, though. Oh, that's a good one, Worthy. Could there have been something in it for him? Given his selfishness, would he have helped someone out? Point out. Let's try that. I have enough life. Let's do it. True, you might not help out anyone for their sake. But if it would benefit you, you might decide to assist someone. Mr. Wright, it appears you're positively determined to portray the chief as a nice man who likes to lend people a hand. That's not what I mean. But it is what I mean. Very well then. Who is this person you believed Chief Gant may have helped forge evidence? Oh, right, it has to be. It has to be her. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky. Oh yeah, because we talked about that. Because he gets like influence of the prosecution. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky, the defendant. I believe it's quite obvious in light of the circumstances. Emma Sky fell victim to an unfortunate series of events. Who would want to help her more than her own sister Lana? And as for Chief Gant, he would also have a reason to help Lana if she asked him to. Oh yeah, because they are the legendary duo, huh? The reason, of course, is self-profit. Self-profit? What do you mean? After the SL9 incident was resolved, Lana Sky was appointed chief prosecutor at the prosecutor's office. The person who arranged this job change was you, Chief Gant. But how would he profit from all this? He would be able to use the chief prosecutor as his puppet. Essentially, he would acquire unchecked authority over all investigations. Do you mean to tell me that despite the chief's formidable appearance, he plays with puppets? Yes. Everyone is like, are you stupid? Oh wait! You must mean puppet, as in someone forced. Yeah. Admit it, Chief. You assisted Lana Sky in forging evidence. Your motive, to appoint her as chief prosecutor so you could control her. Righto, my boy. You have quite an imagination. Let me ask you something. What? Do you have any proof of this? That I control Lana? For example, is Lana testifying that I've done such a thing? Lana is keeping quiet to protect Emma. There is no way she's testifying against Gant. I'm afraid without any proof, this all amounts to nothing more than mere conjecture. This is the low point of the case? Okay. Oh, you mean like the comical, like, oh my god, puppets? I guess the judge is like, the judge has like this weird role of like, he makes like a very serious questioning and very stupid things at the same time. I feel like he's like, I don't know. He plays both roles good. Like sometimes he like drives forward the case, and sometimes he's like, oh, I'm stupid. The puppet's comment, yeah. Unless that is also what happened in this incident. This incident, which one would that be? Of course, I'm talking about the Goodman murder, the murder of Detective Bruce Goodman, yes. The chief prosecutor has been acting strange throughout this entire trial. Almost as if someone has been controlling her. Worthy, you'd better watch your tongue. I wouldn't want you to get hurt. Just what do you mean? Yeah! What he means, Your Honor, is that Chief Gant is involved in the murder of this defective Goodman, because he's dead now. So, again, like, I like this very scene. Like, I like this case for another reason now. Because, the whole thing started with like, oh yeah, forged evidence, and it was like a law, and like, oh my god, prosecutors and all that crap, they're all like scum, and they're like, you know, get a guilty verdict by any means. And now it's like Phoenix and Edgeworth standing there and fighting against the chief of police. It's so good. Like, this is so good. They have no fear to like slam tables and talk about that shit. It's so good, and he is like threatening all of them the entire time, like, and he wants to have this position of power, this like, oh, you will regret this, better shut your mouth, or you will taste my fist. Like, wow, this is so good. Like, I like that. I really do like that. I'm getting excited about that. Not only that, but the chief is now making Lana take the rap to cover up his involvement. What? Nani? Order! I said order! Mr. Wright, you can't be serious. Huh? This is an affront to the highest ranking officer in our law enforcement agency. Yeah, it works. To accuse the chief of police of blackmail and murder. That's impossible. Oh, insane would be good too. Your Honor, I was merely returning what Mr. Edgeworth said in easier to understand language. It's too late, Mr. Wright. There is no turning back for us now. Yeah, this is like, let's do this, dude. Let's go. Let's point fingers. Let's point fingers. As there is no time to go back. It looks like he is the one who's decided to go through with this. Reiterating? Thank you. Pointy Boys United, yes. Can you prove this, Mr. Wright? That the chief, a high-ranking officer of the law, is involved in this murder? Good question. Yeah, good question. Regardless of his rank or title, Chief Gant is just a man. The question is he a criminal? I believe the evidence will tell. I see. Alright then. Let's see what Mr. Wright's got. And it better be good.